Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. A very warm welcome to all participants, all the viewers who are live just now with me. Uh, in the name of Allah, the most kind, the most merciful, uh, let us begin this master class for Principles for Principles, which is a digital learning program for anyone who is in the field of education and who is uh, currently holding any leadership position. Warm welcome once again, and let's dive into the masterclass. I hope you all are emotionally, physically, and mentally present for this class. You can see something on the screen. It's a picture of a beggar. And this is a very inspirational story that I want to share with all of you. And this story was in, or rather is in the book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And there's a very strong message in this story. The story is that every day in the morning, an old beggar used to come and sit on one of the corners of the street and start his day by begging. So whoever used to pass by, the beggar used to ask him for any financial support or for money. This was happening for numerous number of years. And one fine morning, there was a young gentleman who was wearing a cap and he was passing by this beggar. Ultimately, when the young man passed by the beggar, out of the habit of asking, this particular beggar asked him for money or for some help. This particular young man removed his cap and said, "I'm sorry, I don't have anything to give to you." And after saying this, the young man started walking and taking the path that he was on. Ultimately, what happened was this young man paused and came back to the beggar. The beggar thought that he might give him something in cash, but the young man actually asked him a question. The question was a bit weird for the beggar, but the question was, in fact, that do you know what is inside the chest, the box that you are sitting on? The beggar said, "No, this is an old box, and I've been sitting on this for a number of years." So this young man asks him another question. "Have you seen what is inside this particular box?" "No," the old beggar said, "I haven't checked it. Every day in the morning, I just come and sit comfortably on this um, box, and that's it. But have you seen what is inside?" The old man says, "No." "Can you check?" After a lot of resistance, the beggar actually opened the box, and to his utter surprise, there was gold inside the box. This old man was really very fascinated, and he was very, very excited to see the gold inside. The moral of the story is, or the reflection that I get from this story, the learning rather that I get from this story, is that everyone has gold inside him or her. My responsibility or my job is actually to show you or to help you see the gold inside you. So with this particular insight, I just wanted to share, or rather start this particular masterclass, that every one of us, whether you are in the field of education, or whether you're a parent, or whether you are just a regular, normal part of the society, we are all humans, 7.5 billion in this world. And in my opinion, I feel all the humans are made up of this gold. Many a times it takes us the whole lifetime to actually realize that there is this gold inside us. However, there have been mentors, there have been guides, there have been teachers who have actually helped me to see the gold that I have inside me. And I think it is my responsibility now to share this with those who really want to bring an impact into the field of education and make a change in this world. So let's dive into what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about a few aspects, as you can see on the screen. The overview of today's masterclass is we'll be just looking at what are principles, defining principles, and then the rationale, why principles for principles, a little bit about myself. Some of you might be knowing me, some of you might not be knowing me. So I'll just share a little bit about my professional journey. I'll share the program overview, what this particular program entails, and then we'll end this masterclass with the Q&A. So since we are going on Facebook Live, that's why there is an option of putting your questions on the in the chat box, and I have a very vibrant team with me who will help me in getting those questions. So once those questions come to me, I will be able to, inshallah, answer those questions. So the question is, what are principles? And as you can see on the screen, principles are, in a nutshell, in simple words, are those guiding insights, those arrows in the compass, which actually take you to the right place. And if you are just sliding here and there, you must have observed in the compass. The compass actually keeps you towards the direction that you want to move into. So principles actually play that very pivotal role, very key role. And that is the reason why I have actually termed this particular program, this course, this learning experience as principles for principles. And let us also look at what DAILO has said. He has written a very interesting, very powerful book called Principles. So if you are interested in reading, you can get the book on Amazon. DAILO says principles are ways of successfully dealing with reality to get what you want out of life. And I think when I was reading this particular definition, I did give a lot of stress on the word reality. And one point of reflection that I want to just leave you all with is that many a times the reality is not the reality that I create or that we create. The reality is something very, very different. Sometimes it is based on my own judgment or the surroundings, the environment that I'm living in. So there will be a lot of discussion and in-depth, discourse in terms of what principles are, and then ultimately through this course we will be able to share at least 5 core principles that I have developed for the educational leaders. Moving on my journey. Oh my God. My journey has been really, really interesting. And it is still going on. I'm 54 years old, almost 30 years in the field of education. And Alhamdulillah, I really, really thank the Almighty for giving me all the inspiration to come into the field of education. And I think I have done a little bit, maybe which is a drop in the entire ocean. But I think I have been privileged enough to put in my contribution. And as I said, 30 years of my experience into the field of education, uh, 20 years as educational leader. I have been the principal of numerous very reputed national educational institutions. And I have also got the privilege of serving some of the international educational institutions in Kenya, one in Mombasa, and the other one in Nairobi. And with this rich learning experience, what I have learned is that life is a journey. And that's why I have given this title, My Journey. It's never ending. There are roller coaster rides. I have gone through them. I've experienced them. There are challenges. Yes, definitely there are challenges. If we shy away from the challenges or if we close our eyes and ignore them, those challenges will still remain. I think the daring bit for anyone who is in the field of education or especially leading an educational institution has to actually, keep this in his or her mind that yes, there will be challenges, but it depends on how we overcome those challenges and how we move on with life and how we create resilience in ourselves as leaders and how we also help our team to create that resilience because ultimately we are responsible, ultimately we are accountable. So very good journey, excellent journey. I'm really, really happy. However, I said there have been challenging times, and through this presentation, through this talk, I just want to share one particular reflection, which was a life-changing incident in my life, and mm, this was a time when I had actually started doing my B.Ed. I was young, energetic, wanted to bring in the change overnight. And I end up in a class in St. Michael's School. I remember it was grade 8, very excited to teach a science lesson. Ultimately, after maybe 5 or 7 minutes, I see somebody walking into my classroom. Oh my God, Sister Gabriel has come in. And Sister Gabriel was the director of Notre Dame Institute of Education, where I was doing my B.Ed from. I had mixed feelings, mixed thoughts, and once those thoughts were coming into my mind, ultimately what happened was I somehow forgot what I had to teach. This was a very scary moment. This was a moment where I was kind of feeling helpless and unable to move. However, since I had the experience of teaching, previously, I just regained my confidence and completed the lesson. But deep down in my heart, I was absolutely sure that I was going to get a big, big, uh, you know, uh, not exactly shunting, but some very critical feedback. So I was mentally and emotionally prepared for it, a bit, stressed. After the lesson, Sister Gabriel comes to me and says to me, "Is it possible for us to, have a quick feedback?" I said, "Fine, why not?" And that's when, my doubts and my negative thoughts started coming back again. So we sat in a room where there was nobody else around. She gave me a lot of comfort. She gave me a lot of assurance that the environment was safe. And she, with a interesting smile, I'm sure those who are graduates of NDIE, Notre Dame Institute of Education, they know the smile of Sister Gabriel. And with her unique, typical smile, she asked me just one question: "What happened in Haas?" And I said, "Yeah, when I saw you, I just got disturbed. I did not know what to do. And I'm sorry." She said, "Yes, Nas, usually that is what happens sometimes, that when a senior member, especially the director of at the institute, goes to a class, those are maybe the feelings of fear that the students develop." So she said, "That's okay. It has happened, but try to overcome that." So we had a very interesting heart to heart discussion. And that is the time where I actually got my confidence back. And the reason for narrating and sharing this story is very simple. Uh, and I want to leave this question with those who are listening, or maybe with those who will be listening to this talk later on, is that as educational leaders, do we give that confidence, that comfort, that soothing effect to our colleagues, to our students, or do we want to just show our authority and shatter the confidence of our colleagues and our students? That's a very interesting, empowering question, a powerful question. And during our discussion, we will, in the course, we will definitely touch upon it. Moving on to, so through this story, I just wanted to share my feelings with you. And then to conclude, I just want to say that after I came back from Kenya in 2019, I re-established Tejani Consulting, and I am the CEO, the Chief Education Officer of Tejani Consulting, and we work in different areas. I don't want to go into the details right now. I'm really excited for this new twist and this new turn in my journey, and that is, um, a request to the other educational leaders also to be part of this journey, to help me learn, and I'm sure we'll all learn together on this excellent, exciting journey. Simon Sinek says people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Very powerful. And you might be having this question: why principles for principles? There are numerous reasons, but what I have tried to do is capture them in 5 key bullet points. Principles actually govern the thinking of the humans as well as organizations. And since leaders are the ones who are the humans themselves, we do not have robotic leaders as far as now. So organizations are actually led by humans. And what I believe and what I feel and what I've read in the literature, in the research, is that principles actually govern the thinking, and they help to create that collective thinking in the organization. Principles also help to build a learning community of educational leaders, and ultimately through this program we also want to create that learning community. So for example, the number of educational leaders who get the benefit from this particular program will ultimately become part of that bigger learning community. That is what we want to create through this program. Knowledge and application of what to do as well as what not to do. And I think this was a very great learning that unfortunately came in a bit later in my life. I wish this particular learning would have come a bit earlier, but I think it's very important for us as leaders, all of us, including myself. We actually know what we have to do, but many a times we actually don't know what not to do. So it's very essential, very conceptual. It is very crucial for any leader to know what not to do, and that will make our life very easy. Um, this particular program has a progressive approach. So there are 3 stages of development for any educational leader who enrolls through this program. I will talk about the stages of development, in a bit when I'm sharing the program overview. And last but not the least, since early 2020, we have all experienced a very big change in the global scenario, in the global dynamics through this COVID-19 pandemic. And the world has actually changed overnight, and definitely it has an impact on the educational system. So, as an educational leader, what is our responsibility? How do we, keep ourselves abreast with the change? And how do we make sure that these changing global dynamics actually uh, do not impact negatively on the education systems? So these are 5, rationales, you can say, or 5 reasons why we want to do this course. Progress is better than perfection. That is what I learned very recently in one of the online programs. And ultimately, this particular program has 3 levels. The first level, which we are currently offering, is the basic level, then a proficient level, and the final level is the advanced level. And let me share with you, as I said earlier, that it is a progressive, approach towards learning. So it's just not one-off, not like going to a cinema, having popcorns, Coke, and just enjoying. And after the movie is over, you clap. Oh wow, what a Zabardast movie this was, and then you forget about it. So ultimately, the reason for having a progressive approach is that you will learn, and definitely I will also learn with you. Let's go into the program overview. So as I said, there are 3 levels. The one that we are currently initiating with is the basic level. And in the basic level, there is a 12 hours input that you will have to, you will receive after enrolling from this program, for this program. And ultimately, this is going to be digital. So LMS actually means a learning management system. We will upload all the videos, all the work, the entire program, which is going to be 12 hours long. That will be uploaded on a learning management system, and it will be self-paced. Now, self-paced means you can do it in 12 hours, listening to each module for an hour. You can do it in 24 hours. You can take your own time and do it, slowly and gradually, but don't be very slow. And there is an option of also doing it very quickly. However, that option is not recommended, because ultimately what will happen is, you might listen to the videos or the concepts, but they will not get internalized. So my recommendation would be, give it ample time and apply the concepts as much as possible. So self-paced, but don't rush just to complete and finish the program. That's not the intention. You have to, do it gradually and try to internalize the concepts. Moving to the next level, which is the proficient level, which we will offer, inshallah, within due course of time, after we are done with at least a number of those participants or those educational leaders who have completed the basic, program. So in the proficient level, there are some additional features, 8 hours of additional input besides the basic, 12 hours. Then we have also kept some time for group tasks and group discussion. And a unique feature that maybe you might not, or I'm not sure. There are programs that I have attended, and sometimes this feature is there, sometimes it's not there. And that is of keynote speeches by renowned educators from all over the world. So they will share their own perspectives, and that I think is going to be one of the crucial ingredients or aspects of the proficient level. And also it will help the educational leaders to learn from each other. So that's the proficient level. The last level, which is the advanced level, will definitely contain all the previous aspects which are there, with some additional features like additional hours of input, additional hours of group tasks and discussions. Keynote speeches will definitely remain with some additional, speeches by renowned educators. And the most significant feature, which I'm actually very, very excited about, is we are offering also one-on-one coaching. And I feel the programs that I have seen, I have witnessed in the past, and currently those who are available, this is a very, very unique feature, which I have not seen, or maybe if it's there, I've not come across any program. So this is a very significant and a very unique feature, because we feel coaching is very, very essential. It is very, very crucial for any educational leader. And many a times through experience, we do come across quite a few practices which we practice in our professional life, but somehow through the coaching process, um, that actually gives more opportunity for the educational leader to learn from the experience from the master coach. And let me just tell you that I'm also amongst the 4,000. There are about 25 of them who are in Pakistan. These are unique, people from all across the world who are certified as Marshall Goldsmith stakeholder-centered coaches. And Alhamdulillah, I'm privileged to be certified as an executive and team coach. So that's an expertise that I have, and that's the certification I have with me. So I want to share my experience and help the rest of the educational leaders. So these are the basic significant 3 levels. And as I said earlier, it is progressive. So you can start with the basic, move to the proficient, and then to the advanced level. And these features will be added on to your experience. This program is not for. So if you fall under these 4 categories, then I am sorry. Currently, you might not be you might not be getting a lot of benefit from this particular program. So this program is not for who? For those who do not have any interest in improving the education sector. If you are not interested, if you are just interested in getting a paycheck at the end of the month, then I'm sorry. This program will not appeal you, and it might be a waste of money for you. Let me be very honest and candid. So if you're not interested in improving the overall education sector, sorry, very sorry, but this program is not for you. Those who are expecting to become a principal overnight, again, this program is not for you. Just with 12 hours of input and a small certification at the end of the program of basic level, no. You have to really struggle, you have to work hard, and you have to actually apply these principles in your own life. So this is not a passport for you to become the principal. If you are aiming to do this program just to get that passport, then I'm sorry, this program is not. Those who are not willing to spend their time and effort to improve themselves and their organizations, again, this program is not for you. Because you just want to be where you are. And in fact, the fourth point actually also relates to the same, with those who want to remain in the comfort zone. If you want to remain in the comfort zone, chill, relax, fine, no problems. There will be a time when you will get retired, and that's it. That will not affect me, but I am sure that might affect you. So if you want to remain in your comfort zone, I'm sorry, I do not have any solutions for you. It's up to you to get out of your comfort zone and start doing anything that helps you to improve and learn more. So ultimately, we are now into the final step, into the final stage of Q&A. And I can see my vibrant team actually, noting down some questions, and they will definitely be sharing those with me in a minute. A couple of questions that could come into your mind, and if they are there, and if you are not asked, and if they are still there in your mind, let me answer them. The first question could be about the format, although I have actually talked about it. So a learning management system is actually a system on which this program will be uploaded. And for example, if you have an experience of doing any course from Udemy or Coursera, so a learning management system is something similar to that. So what you do is you apply for the course, you register for the course, you pay the registration fees, and then once you pay the registration fees, that's when you are given a unique, username and a password. Now that particular username and the password is actually a unique feature for you only, and you can keep that, till the time you are actually, enrolled for this particular program. And ultimately, that will give you an access to those videos and to those sessions whenever you want to. So it's slightly different from the live sessions, because when you become part of the live session or through Zoom live classes, once the class is over, until and unless it is recorded, you don't get the benefit of going back. So the major benefit is that you can go back, listen to these videos, try to understand. Sometimes you may have missed a point here and there, and it's always good to go back and refresh your memories, and we don't mind. Take your time. However, I would also like to point out to you, you must have heard the story of the hare and the tortoise. Don't be like a tortoise, don't be like a hare. The new version, maybe the 21st century version of the hare and the tortoise story. Previously, I remember when I was young, they used to say slow and steady wins the race. But the version has changed now. It's more to do with when the hare actually started working with the tortoise, and then they made a team, and that's how they started winning the race together. So ultimately, what we are encouraging, what I'm encouraging, is that in this particular program, there's a lot of element of doing work together, and that's one of the unique features which you might not get in other programs. That's one aspect. As far as the fees of the program is concerned, it's on the flyer. I can just repeat for those who are Pakistani nationals, the fees is 5,000 Pak rupees. Those who are international, educational leaders, it's $50. I remember very vividly, I was very reluctant initially to enroll for any digital program almost around 8 or 9 years ago. And I started, investing $50. That was my first key investment in an online program. I still remember the name of the program, Your Next Bold Move by Brendan Burchard. And those $50 were actually worth it because initially, to be very honest, one of the key reasons for enrolling was that it was affordable. So that's why we have kept the fees very affordable for you. You can easily, afford this much money, and I think what the value out of this program, this experience you will get, I'm sure it's going to be much more. So brilliant. I have some questions. The first question is, if I'm not a leader at school but have a quality to be one, would this course help? Yes, definitely it will help. I would like to just share two aspects which are very key. If you have an aspiration of becoming an educational leader in the due course of time, I think then this course is for you. But if you just want to kill time and just be part of this program, then I don't think. So if you really are interested in making a difference in your own self and through this program, making a difference into your organization, even if you are not holding that title of a principal, still, if you're, for example, if you are a coordinator, maybe a head teacher, vice principal, or anyone who is into that middle management level, this program will definitely help you. If I'm a teacher and I'm witnessing or facing any issue in the management, can this course help me help my institute? Yes, it may help you to get some insights. But this particular program, the way we have developed it, is more to do with looking at the the people who are leading the educational institutions. So there will be a lot of focus. There will be a lot of exercises with reference to that particular focus, because it's not for any teacher who is teaching, but definitely those aspiring teachers who are maybe currently having a leadership position and want to grow themselves for future, this can be of benefit to you. Can this help me with any business institute or for educational sectors? I would say this is mainly focused for educational leaders. That's why we are categorically mentioning it. And as I said earlier, from the not to do perspective, if you are enrolling in it from the point of view that you will become a good business leader, definitely there will be some basic leadership aspects that we'll touch upon, but mainly related to the education sector. So this might not, appeal you very much. Can we say that if it's a management and a leadership course? Yes, you being in a position of leadership and management, definitely this will enhance your skills of management as well as of leadership. And we have actually put in a lot of strategies that can help somebody to improve or enhance their management capacity, as well as there are a lot of bigger questions that we are addressing. So it's a mixture of both leadership and management. And the way I distinguish between leadership and management is very simple. Leadership is doing right things, and management is doing things right. And for anyone who is a principal or on any key position in an educational institution, in my opinion and in my experience, both are very key and both are very, very essential. So we cannot say that management is more important or leadership is more important. And definitely in the course, we are going to, talk about it in much more detail. So these were a few questions that came to us through the Facebook. Those particularly who are listening to my talk just now. If there are any other questions or queries, you can actually get more information about this course and about our organization on www.tejaniconsulting.com. And if you have any queries related to this particular course, you can write to us on info@tejaniconsulting.com. Finally, I want to leave you with some words of reflection. The parting shot, it's what I usually call or term in my presentations when we are towards the end. This is by Shams Tabriz, who was actually the teacher of Rumi. And he says something very, very important, very inspirational. There are more fake guides or teachers in this world than stars. The real guide is the one who makes you see your inner beauty, not the one who wants to be admired and followed. So I have tried my best to show you the inner beauty, your gold. And if you are touched, you're inspired, you can enroll for this program. Even if you are not, just pray for us. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.